Breezing through this hour here. It is a Freaky Friday edition of Liquid Lunch on Newsmax TV. I'm John Tobacco. And let me tell you, on this Freaky Friday, we are lucky because the only thing freaky going on here is me. I'm joined by my great friend and usual Wednesday co-host, Consuelo Vanderbilt Costin. And of course, our regular contributor, Jennifer Bohr-Cuevas, joins us. She's a licensed clinical socialist, and she works in a disaster and social worker, and she works in disaster recovery, mental health, and she's one of my great friends, and you will always give me great feedback on what's happening on the show. And I just feel like this whole fear, fright, and hysteria from the coronavirus is plaguing people mentally more than it's really hitting people to any tangible numbers. What's happening here, Doc? How could people stay sane in this time when the media seems to be exacerbating and fomenting fear?
Yeah, you know, it's new, and it has now traveled here to the United States. I think the last time I was on, I had talked about how it had not reached here yet and that we should keep calm. But now that it's here, we can still keep calm. Look, again, you want to use your mindfulness. You want to remember that you are resilient. The chances of you contracting the virus are low, as the government is reporting. And if you did contract it, you are resilient and you will be okay.
Jennifer, it's so lovely to meet you, and I appreciate you saying that because I do. I think everything right now is so exacerbated, right? And so where do people go and honestly find the right knowledge? Is it the CDC website? Is that where people should be the most informed, or is something somewhere else where you would say this is the place to go?
I will tell the viewers where I go.
Okay.
I go to the CDC. I go to coronavirus.org, which is a wonderful website that they put together.
I didn't know that. Did you know about coronavirus.org?
I did not know about coronavirus.org, but I know about coronabeer.org. I can tell you that. That's for sure.
I want one.
That's been my remedy. You know, I just keep drinking Corona beer. I'm sleeping like a baby. I can tell you that. So I don't know if that's helping, Doc. But.
Well, coronavirus.gov is definitely addressing the virus from soup to nuts and the different scenarios you could encounter, what you should do, what not to do. And the CDC, the World Health Organization, go to all of those.
Let me ask you this. Now all of a sudden we have this new, it's a pandemic. It's no longer a coronavirus, it's a pandemic. Yes. Oh, it's declared.
Yes.
Now what? Now what does this mean?
Well,
the more people start dying, the more cases start, what happens here?
What it means from the emergency framework is that we have now transitioned from epidemic to pandemic. And the fact that the World Health Organization is the one that declared it a pandemic means that we are truly there. I did happen to notice that there were other outlets who were using, who were describing the state of the coronavirus as a pandemic before it was actually classified as that, and that's just not the way the emergency framework goes.
I guess it kicks in some new money from the like UN and the WHO and back into our country. When you go from epidemic to pandemic, there's probably other emergency monies that they
are
can
allocated.
dip into.
For sure.
You know, something like that. I don't know why they would keep scaring the heck out of everyone by like elevating it. We have 22 dead in America right now.
I don't think it's just about the rate of people getting ill. It's also now becoming a domino effect. So the economy is suffering, small businesses are suffering, people are afraid to go outside. You know, so it's a domino effect. But again, people need to remember their own resiliency, the resiliency of the stock market, because we will bounce back from this. What's making this scary for people is that the government, our medical professionals are having to learn about this novel strain while people are getting sick from it and are trying to be treated from it. So we are learning as we are going through it. And I really believe that by the summertime, we are going to have so much more information and know how to control this virus.
But don't you think that that's also been a pattern in history too? Whether it would have been HIV and AIDS to Ebola, like
yes.
I just thinking about those things. I would imagine it's always kind of the situation occurs. We don't have the cure, and it's all happening in real time.
There's a theory called Farr's law of epidemics, and it posits that epidemics tend to rise and fall in a pattern that can be approximated by a bell curve. So right now we are at the peak, and soon you're going to see it level out. And I want to comfort you that the stock market will do the
I feel
same.
so much better now, Jen. Thank you for that. And you know what?
You're welcome.
This is the one time that I'm happy about getting off the peak. You know what I'm saying? This is. I'm happy to get off the apex at this point, and let's start going down.
Wait, and Jen, can I ask you, so for someone like me, because I said this earlier, that I just think sometimes it's almost better to keep your head a little bit in the sand and not panic, right? So not calling your stockbroker, just staying a little bit quiet on this one, right? Just to allow time, right, to take its course, rather than jumping and making fast decisions. How about that?
This pandemic is triggering people to make hasty decisions, and that's what anxiety can do. So again, when we use our mindfulness that I am trying to now teach the Liquid Lunch audience about,
I'm here for you. Yeah.
we stay centered, we
Amen.
stay in the moment, and we don't make hasty decisions.
Great advice.
Jennifer Bohr-Cuevas is always with us. And before I let you go, I know you and I were talking about the psyche of the women in the Harvey Weinstein case, over the last few months, and you were keeping a close eye on it and giving us, kind of the psyche of the jurors and everything else. It's over. We just found out the other day, 24 years. Do the victims have any solace now? Like, is there some piece of them that feels better that justice was served?
I believe so. Jessica Mann, I think she put it beautifully. She stated that she now has the gift of knowing where Harvey Weinstein is at all times. And for her, that will be healing.
That's her peace of mind, yeah.
That's quite amazing.
And there is one other point I want to make as well about Harvey Weinstein. I was very surprised that he did make a statement, because normally people don't make statements prior to sentencing. However, he did give a mixed message once again. On one hand, he said he felt remorse. And then soon after that statement, he said, but I still believe that all of our relationships were consensual. So I want to put it out there that I don't know that remorse could possibly be...
The man is still deranged, it sounds, or at least he's delusional, or I know this is one of your psyche terms, but he's compartmentalized this stuff into a box that he says consensual, and he's still not getting it, that he's going away for life. That's the way I see it. Is that good analysis? There you go. Now I'm a psychiatrist. You see what I'm saying? Well, no, the experts are here. The women, their view on this stuff means a lot more than mine. That's for sure. And I want to thank you both. And Jen, thank you so much for being here. She's always here for us. Consuela's usually here with us on Wednesday, but she's doing a little double duty on this Freaky Friday. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to take a quick break and come back with some more Liquid Lunch right after this.